Hi, my name is Bradford Winston Hall. The video you're watching is a time lapse of me deadlifting every day for nearly a year straight. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, and this has been a giant undertaking for me to stitch all this together and put it in a format that's, digestible. Why? Oh man, that's a can of worms.
Because she left.
Anything else?
What is my purpose?
You pass butter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, welcome to the club, pal.
Five more.
Whoever left you in your life, whoever walked away from you in your life, was not part of God's purpose for your current season. It doesn't mean they're bad. It doesn't mean they're evil. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you need to talk crap about them. It doesn't mean that you have to want them to fail. It doesn't mean you have to go out and buy a new car to show them you made it and drive by their house and they're not even home. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means God doesn't build my life on people who left. What happens to us is we get addicted to a plan. And if it doesn't fit the plan, we want to throw it back to God and say, fix this. But God doesn't start with the picture called your plan when He is building the pieces of your life. He's God. When somebody has been through something like this, you don't tell them, it'll come together. What will come together? How can you replace those boys? Even if God gave me 20 more, it wouldn't replace them. That's how it is sometimes in your life. Don't try to tell me it's gonna get better. Call me bitter. When the joy of the Lord is supposed to be your strength, and you are a Christian and you're depressed, and you are a Christian and you can't sleep, and you are a Christian and you have addictions. I'm in the house of bread, but I'm hungry. Ruth said, I was with you when I wanted your son. Now you don't have a son to give me, but I'm still with you.
Oh no, man, we'll check the fucking tape.
Born again in spirit, I walk the narrow path. I shed my blood for those I love. My will shall come to pass. But the link to the spreadsheet is in the description below. The idea was simple. Do more work than the previous day, any rep weight scheme you choose. I took this as far as I could, and when I couldn't tolerate it any longer, or say I was suffering from a torn lat or callus, I would drop the weight down to something I knew I could do. A lot of times that was the bar, and I would start over and add 5 pounds each day, or 10 pounds. It was always the first set, as much as you can do. I used my suit when going heavy, or when just the cumulative trauma was just so much. I just man, I need something. But for the most part, when I started from dropping back down, I would not use a belt. I would go double overhand grip, then hook it when I had to. Straps would come later. There's no going down in weight until you fail to do a single rep in a 24-hour period. The routine did morph into a morning and evening session eventually. You can't just keep going up forever. More was always better though, and you can't convince me otherwise. If I had access to reverse bands, I would have kept going. The strain is what's important. The grind, the pump, the ache, the CNS fatigue. It's cliche, but you will never know what's enough until you know what's more than enough. One thing I want to mention is the workload was ever increasing, and I would occasionally do extraneous things like high pulls, but everything counted as just a total stimulus for the calculation of work and the daily goals I set for myself. Having dropped back down to lighter weights, I was feeling itching, ready to hit a new PR. And the first time I took 675 for a ride, I nailed it. Continued the progression as though the max never even happened. And I thought that I could max again, and I really wanted to hit 700. I needed to. The 610 went up fine, but it just wasn't there. So I continued the climb. This is where I really wanted those reverse bands. If I could just move it a few inches off the ground, I got something out of it, I thought. Reverse bands would have been great for this. The weight started tapering up. It started feeling actually a lot better, like I was getting faster. You've probably noticed the spreadsheet's not in the lower left-hand corner, and that's because I'm just finished editing this. This is as real as it gets. I work on this a little bit each day where I am now in my training, and watching this and reflecting on it, it's mind-boggling. You know, I would add belt, straps, and suit whenever I felt like I needed them because my body just changed every single day. But one workout I'll never forget is the workout I did in the rain. The Lightnings worked better than any ammonia capsule I could ever take, and the timing was perfect.
Holy! It's like he's waiting for lightning to strike him. Yes!
I can remember dropping down to the bar and calculating out how much I had to do. I had to do something like 500 reps one day. And the reason is that my back just hurt so bad. I was like, I can keep going, but man, I want to hit 700. And I almost got it. Lost it at lockout and just fell out of my hand right at the top. I was really, really peeved. So I decided I'd work on that lockout. And you know, this is another point I want to bring up. I quit Adderall cold turkey the day I hit 585 for 10 reps. Actually, this was 3 days into withdrawals, and I felt like absolute ass. I mean, think about it. But this oddly worked for me because I was already feeling like shit every single day. What's adding the substance withdrawal on top of that? I figured I'd just be more fuel for me, and it turns out that's what it was. It was manic. Absolutely manic here. For my birthday, I did 225 for 120 reps to make up for some lost workload, I believe, but the workload was well above 20,000 pounds, or it should have been. At this point, I couldn't tell you without looking and geeking over the spreadsheet what that lost workload was those 2 days, but 3 days, I don't know how many it was, but it definitely was starting to play catch up. It was definitely bleeding into my sleep. I had to take everything way more seriously. The harder the work got, the more I had to figure out how am I going to meet this demand today, tomorrow. It was this carrot, this motivating thing. I just, you know, Forrest Gump style. Since I made it this far, might as well turn around and keep on going. One thing that I started to notice was that I was actually lifting on a deficit. I added deficits, but I didn't need it because over time my platform eventually, the weights kept sinking in lower. So I had that going for me. And I was closing in on a year, and I needed to get 700 pounds. And the last 2 times I did it, didn't count for me. So I did all this work. I was lightweight, and I was just thinking, I was like, you know what? The day I feel good, I'm gonna go for it. And that day, or that evening, I didn't do it once, but I did it twice. And I hit a lifetime PR for a double and just, reaching my goals under these conditions. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna experiment with this and deadlift heavy every day. And so that's what I did for this month.
Full day of moving with this guy. No breaks. He still deadlifts every night. He said, David, I gotta go to the gym. It's before midnight. Let's get some deadlifts in. We don't quit. Ever.
Oh yeah, my warm-ups were putting my suit on. I never did any of these reps warming up.
Get it, Bradford.
Fucking days!
That was the hardest lift I ever had to do with a helmet on, that's for sure.
Back up. Get away. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck me. Oh, Bobby, goddammit.
Having missed it, I decided I would switch to going to heavy doubles. I did think that I should keep trying to hit that number. Lead with it. See, I got nothing left. But then add 5 pounds and just sort of squish the heavy in the first set and the second set. I wanted to experiment and cut away from the ever-increasing workload, and I just gotten done trying to see how many days I could go doing singles. Well, now I want to see, you can't do a single? Well, what can you double? Give me something you can double, and we'll start from there. Don't give up. I had pictured myself falling off a cliff and hanging on, and I can either choose to let go, or I can keep trying to climb that mountain. Keep climbing that mountain, that's what I told myself. I said, no, it's freezing up here in these cliffs, and I want to reach that higher peak I see over there. I think I see a way to hit 705 for 2. I should go back for supplies, rest up, and wait until that day where I just feel so much strength. You beat yourself down so far, and then you just let off the gas, and you just wait. And each day that went by, I was like, nope.
Punch the floor. Stand up. Hey, don't do that. That hurts.
I know that this program that I did worked. I know that for a fact. I guess I gotta pull a PR. And then one day I was like, time to go to the castle.
Come on. Yes, sir. Come on. Time to wake up. Come on. Let's go. Get it up.
noticed is that New Year's Eve workout was the first time I met Team Kleiber. I pulled 705. And shortly thereafter, would end up training with them at the castle. And then COVID would occur, and I would be back to training on my own for FitCon. More on that. The rest of the days, I literally do not know what order they go in or what the final number is on all these, and that's okay. I know that this program that I did worked. I know that for a fact.